Welcome back to the deep dive. If you are responsible for corporate communication, maybe just trying to get your big announcement heard, you know that the press release is definitely not dead. But let's be honest here, if you're just sending out a wall of text, you're not really part of the modern conversation. You're pretty much just adding to the noise.
That's right. And it's a lot of noise.
Yeah, here's the reality. Journalists are absolutely drowning. They get hundreds, literally hundreds of pitches every day. And they have to decide if your story's worth anything in, like the time it takes to glance at a thumbnail.
It's a split second.
Exactly. So our mission today, cut through all that noise. We're diving deep into why adding multimedia visuals, videos, maybe interactive bits isn't just, a nice to have anymore. It's essential for survival.
Absolutely essential.
And we'll cover how to do it right. How to turn those boring text docs into something memorable, something people actually want to share.
And it's crucial to get this up front. This isn't just about looking good. It's not a style choice. It's strategic. It's a necessity driven by how we all consume information online now.
Right.
Our sources are clear. Press releases that use the right kind of dynamic assets, they don't just get a quick look. They genuinely attract more media attention, they get much higher engagement rates, and importantly, they deliver a measurable ROI. It's about making your message work harder.
Okay, let's unpack this shift because it really has been pretty dramatic. If you think back maybe 2 decades ago, we were dealing with plain text, fax machines, maybe email attachments if you were lucky.
Yeah, digital paper, basically.
Yeah.
The first step was just getting them online, but they were still just text documents hosted somewhere.
So what changed it all?
Well, the real game changer was when content management systems got sophisticated. Once the distribution wires and, company newsrooms could actually embed media, not just link to an image, but put it right there, everything shifted.
Ah, okay. So you could have the main image or a video clip right in the release itself.
Precisely. And then came the mobile and social media explosion, which just cemented the change. YouTube proved video tells stories fast. Instagram, TikTok, they showed if it's not visual instantly, it's basically invisible.
So these platforms didn't just offer a new option, they kind of forced everyone's hand.
They absolutely forced a rethink. Multimedia integration now, it's the baseline. It's what's expected. I often tell clients, sending a text-only release today, it feels as dated as sending a fax. It just screams, we haven't kept up.
Yeah, it signals you're behind the curve.
And audiences know it instinctively. We stop scrolling for a great visual. We don't stop for a block of dense text.
That immediate connection, that emotional hook is key.
Yeah.
But let's talk practical benefits. Beyond just looking modern, what are the actual gains for the person sending the release?
Well, the gains are very real and quantifiable. First, visuals just help people understand things quicker. Got complex data. An infographic makes it digestible instantly.
Right.
Second, the engagement rate just shoots up. But here's the kicker, the really critical stat for anyone pitching the media. Journalists are 3 times more likely, 3 times, to actually use your release if it includes good, ready-to-publish multimedia assets.
3 times. Wow. That's huge. And I suppose it makes sense. If you give a journalist a great photo, a clean infographic, you've basically done half their job.
Exactly that. You're making their life easier, reducing the effort needed. Plus, search engines now actively favor content that's rich with well-optimized multimedia. So it's not just about press coverage anymore. It's about getting found online, building that search visibility too.
Okay, so if we're all agreeing visual storytelling is the standard now, we need the right tools. You can't just throw any image in there. Maximizing impact means picking the right format for the specific story, right?
Absolutely. And we start with the foundation, the non-negotiable. High-quality photos, these are really the backbone. We're talking professional shots, crisp product images, maybe multiple angles, executive headshots that look credible, not like a selfie, event photos that capture genuine energy.
You mentioned authenticity earlier. Why are stock photos such a problem? Surely a decent stock image is better than, say, a blurry phone pic.
It comes down to trust and relevance. Stock photos feel generic because they are. People recognize them instantly, and it just dilutes your specific message. It tells the journalist, maybe subconsciously, that you didn't bother to capture your actual product or team or event.
So it's a credibility hit.
A big one. Original, unique images that tell your story are essential. It shows you care.
Okay, point taken. Originality matters.
Yeah.
Moving on, let's talk video for PR.
Video is transformative. It turns a static announcement into something dynamic, launching software. A quick, 60-second clip showing how it works, that's worth paragraphs of technical jargon.
Yeah, much better than reading specs.
Absolutely. Video boosts retention massively. Use it for demos, use it for behind-the-scenes looks to build trust, maybe event highlights.
A clean demo clip saves everyone time.
Okay, and the third tool, the specialist for data. Infographics. Infographics are your absolute best friend. When you have complex data, you need people to grasp quickly and to share.
Like survey results or market trends.
Exactly. Survey results, statistics, market trends, company growth over time. Condense it into a visually appealing, scannable graphic. Journalists love these. They're easy to quote, super shareable, and they often go viral on social media.
So the main takeaway for you listening isn't just use all the things, but be strategic.
Yeah.
Match the media type to the story you're telling.
Precisely. A tech startup announcing funding. They probably made sharp team photos and maybe that growth infographic. A food brand launching a new product. You absolutely need video showing the product, maybe people enjoying it. The medium has to serve the message, always.
Right. We've picked our visuals now. How do we actually put the release together? Because you can have great assets, but still mess up the presentation. What's the golden rule for structure?
Speed and impact. The structure has to prioritize getting the key info and the visual hook across fast. Start strong. Compelling headline. Short lead paragraph with the main news. Then, and this is crucial, put your main multimedia element, your hero image, or that key video directly below that opening text.
So headline, news, visual, got it. Catch their eye immediately.
That's the immediate hook. If they scroll past the first few lines, the media grabs them.
Okay. And what about the text itself? If we have these great visuals, do we still need, pages of description?
Definitely not. Keep it tight. Writing discipline is key here. Aim for under 500 words for the main body text if you possibly can. Avoid being redundant. If your video clearly shows the product design, don't waste 4 paragraphs describing its curves. Let the visuals do the heavy lifting on description.
Makes sense. Let the pictures tell part of the story. Okay, let's get into the nitty-gritty technical stuff. The things people often forget, but that can make or break whether a journalist actually uses your stuff. What's technical pitfall number 1?
Load time. Absolutely critical, especially on mobile and for busy news desks. You have to compress your images. Aim for 150 kb or less per image. That's the target.
Wait. 150 kb? That sounds tiny for a really good photo. How do you manage that without making it look awful, all pixelated?
It takes good compression tools, maybe a slight reduction in pixel dimensions, but it's achievable for web display. Remember, web resolution isn't print resolution. Speed is paramount online. Going over 150 kb risks slow loads, and journalists might just give up.
Okay, 150 kb max. Got it. What's another technical rule?
Video hosting. Embed videos using platforms like YouTube or Vimeo. Don't try to host the actual video file on your own newsroom server. Those large files will just bog down a site designed for text and smaller images. Use the embed code.
Right. Let the specialists handle the video streaming. What about file names? Does that matter?
Hugely. It's basic organization and SEO. Use descriptive file names, please. Don't leave them as img4589.jpg or finalvideodraft3.mp4.
Guilty as charged sometimes.
We all are. But rename them. Something like company name, new product launch, photo 2024.jpg. It helps search engines, it helps the journalists stay organized when they download it, and frankly, it just looks more professional.
Good point. And finally, accessibility, which you mentioned also ties into SEO.
Absolutely crucial. Every image needs alt text. It does 2 jobs, helps screen readers for people with visual impairments, and it tells search engines what the image is actually about. And make sure your captions add context, something useful that isn't just repeating the main text.
Okay, so we've optimized the assets themselves. Now we need people to find them. Visibility. Search engines can't see pictures or watch videos, so we have to tell them what's there. Multimedia SEO is essential.
Right. Beyond just the file names we talked about, where else should we be thinking about keywords for these assets?
In the headlines and captions associated with the media, definitely. And in the alt text, be descriptive. Don't just say conference photo. Make it something like CEO Jane Doe presenting Q3 results at the Future Tech Conference, London 2024. Give it context.
That makes sense. More detail helps. For video, it's even more involved if you want to do it properly. Uploading a transcript is great for SEO. Writing detailed, keyword-rich descriptions on the hosting platform like YouTube. Using schema markup if you can. It all helps search engines understand the content.
You mentioned specific file formats earlier, WebP for images, MB4 for video. Any trade-offs we should know about there?
MP4 for video is pretty much the universal standard now, so that's usually a safe bet for broad compatibility. For images, WebP is fantastic for compression and speed, so it's great for website performance. But occasionally, depending on the journalist's setup or maybe an older content system they're using, WebP might not be supported as widely as good old JPEG or PNG.
Yeah.
So you trade a bit of that cutting-edge performance for potentially wider, easier usability sometimes. It's a judgment call based on your audience.
Okay, useful to know. Now, the outreach part. We've got this perfectly optimized, beautiful multimedia release, but if we just blast it out to a massive generic list,
It's likely going to fail. Yeah. Distribution has to be targeted, laser-focused even. Build media lists that match your specific story to the reporter's actual beat or area of interest. Don't send pictures of your new cupcake shop to a journalist covering artificial intelligence.
seems obvious, but people still do it.
All the time. Personalization is key. Don't send a generic email blast. Reference the specific multimedia you've included in your pitch.
So mention the video or the infographic directly.
Absolutely. Say, I've included an exclusive 60-second video demo, or you'll find a unique infographic summarizing our survey data. Explain why that visual element is relevant to their audience. Make it easy for them to see the value.
Got it. And finally, social media adaptation. That 500-word release isn't going to work as is on Twitter or Instagram. How do we break it down effectively?
You have to create platform-specific snippets and visuals. Think about aspect ratios, too. For Twitter, now X, pull out a really strong 280-character soundbite and pair it with a compelling horizontal image. For Instagram, it's all about eye-catching visuals, often vertical. Use stories for more casual, behind-the-scenes type content related to the announcement.
And LinkedIn. More professional focus there.
Exactly. Post a concise summary focusing on the business angle or professional implications. Embed the key infographic or maybe the main video right in the post. And one last quick tip. Watermark your images and videos subtly with your logo.
Oh, good one. Why?
So when they inevitably get shared or reposted, your brand travels with the content. Free visibility. Right, we've covered creating it, optimizing it, distributing it, the measurement. And the biggest mistake I see is people just looking at old school metrics like email open rates or maybe just clicks to the release page.
What's wrong with those? Don't they tell us if people saw it?
They tell you about initial awareness, maybe, but they don't tell you about absorption or real engagement. They fall short because they don't capture those behavioral indicators. Did someone actually engage with the content or just click the link and leave?
Okay, so what are these better behavioral indicators we should be tracking? How do we measure that deeper engagement?
We need to look at things like, how far did people actually scroll down the page? How much time did they actively spend looking at the content? Did they interact with anything? Like, did they download the high-res photos or click play on the video? That's where more advanced tools come into play.
Sounds like we need to go beyond just counting page views. You mentioned event tracking before. Can you unpack that a bit? What exactly is it measuring?
Yeah, event tracking is super useful here. It's basically setting up specific goals within your analytics, like Google Analytics, to monitor interactions that aren't just loading a page or clicking to another page.
Okay, so what kind of interactions?
For a multimedia release, it means tracking things like, did someone click the play button on the video? How many watched it halfway through or all the way? Did they use a zoom feature on an image if you have one? Or, really importantly, did they click the download press kit button or the link to the high-res assets?
I see. That tells you which specific pieces of content actually grabbed their attention and prompted action, not just whether they landed on the page.
Precisely. It shows you what resonated. So you use Google Analytics for that traffic and event tracking setup. Then you layer on the PR-specific suites, things like Meltwater or Cision. They track the earned media who actually wrote about you, monitor social shares, and can even do sentiment analysis to see how people are reacting.
So you get the whole picture.
You get the whole picture. Which assets drove coverage, which drove shares, which drove downloads. That tells you what's truly valuable. #outro.
Wow, that was a fantastic deep dive. So the bottom line is maximizing press release impact today really demands embracing multimedia as a core part of the strategy. It's not an add-on.
Not at all. It's foundation.
From picking the right formats, those high-quality photos, the demo videos, the clear infographics, to getting the optimization right. I'm definitely remembering that 150 KB image limit now.
Yes, it sticks with you.
And the descriptive file names, the alt text, all the way through to measuring what actually matters with things like event tracking. It's about making your story impossible to ignore and easy to use.
Exactly. Make it irresistible and frictionless for the media.
So what's the final thought for our listeners? Where does this all head next?
Well, if we connect this back to the bigger picture, effective communication always requires innovation, right? You constantly need to be looking ahead, thinking beyond just standard photos and videos, even though those are crucial basics.
Okay.
So the final, maybe provocative question for you to think about is this. If we really want to create memorable, rich experiences that cut through all that noise, why aren't we more consistently integrating things like, say, short, impactful audio clips, or maybe fully interactive graphics that people can explore, or even powerful, authentic video testimonials from actual customers right into our major announcements?
Interesting. Taking it beyond just images and standard video.
Exactly. Those kinds of elements could be the next frontier for really making your corporate communications stand out and resonate on a deeper level, something to mull over.